And it's very clear now that why on earth did they do this? I mean, I have no idea, because from the very beginning, these vaccines were not vaccines, particularly the ones that ended up after AstraZeneca with all the clots and they were shut down. But the messenger RNA vaccines of Pfizer and Moderna have caused unbelievable problems and damage to people, and I don't think we will ever really be able to get over that. I mean, the whole concept I challenged from day one. I said, you know, right from the beginning, this virus escaped from the laboratory. It has 6 inserts that could only have been put in manually. My peers said, well, this can occur randomly. I said, no, once, but not 6 times. This has been interfered with. And the most important thing, we said that the vaccine was 80% homologous to humans, so it was bound to cause major side effects. Now, why did everybody go along with it? I mean, we informed everybody, the government, through the Five Eyes process, that this would happen, but everybody ignored it. So why did this happen? And now we know that it's even worse than that, that the vaccines were, the quality control was appalling. They changed the mechanism of manufacture between the trial and the rollout to about 6 billion people. This thing was full of contaminants. It was full of sequences that can actually get into your genome. And my big concern is that a lot of them explain why that couple of years into this epidemic, we still have massive excess deaths. Excess deaths in Australia, New Zealand, and everywhere. And a lot of these now are due to cancer. And that's basically what I want to discuss here. The red flags are so enormous. Why has the government not banned these vaccines immediately? For a start, COVID doesn't exist anymore. And if it does, it doesn't kill anybody anymore. So why are you using vaccines, boosters that we now know increase the rate of cancer, and the cancers are appalling, they're turbo cancers? Well, I mean, I think this is right. It was draconian, dystopian, and totally unnecessary. I mean, I criticised our own Chief Medical Officer, Chris Whitty, and I'll use the words again, as a total moron. He basically wanted to vaccinate our children in order to protect their grandparents. So in that one sentence, he said he knew nothing about vaccines. You only vaccinate to protect somebody else. You do not vaccinate to protect other people. And by that sentence, he said, well, the vaccines didn't work because all the grandparents and parents had already been vaccinated. It was unbelievably stupid. No child died of COVID unless they had some underlying condition like leukemia. It was absolutely abhorrent that they would even think of this. And they were pushed into this by Pfizer and all the people that Pfizer and Moderna wanted to get this into absolutely everybody. These were not vaccines. These were horrible gene therapies that could actually integrate into your genome. And this is one of the reasons we're seeing this horrendous rise in turbo cancers. I'm terrified what they've done to our children. I think everybody who went along to that should actually stand up to trial, defend themselves, and go to court. This is unbelievable, the incompetence, medical negligence, everything, and nobody is accepting responsibility for this. It is unbelievable case of cognitive dissonance, and I hold everybody to account. I hold the chief medical officers to account, the chief scientific officers to account. The so-called, in the UK, we had SAGE, one of the most inappropriate acronyms ever. But, it is unbelievable what we had to. Now, I cannot believe the MHRA and the TGA and the FDA, the level of incompetence and negligence, and they have to be held. This is Nuremberg trial stuff. They are so awful. Now, we know about the contamination. Your TGA have stood up and said, oh, we've done this little study, that study, what have you, but it doesn't really matter because they're safe and effective. They started with the mandate that these vaccines were safe and effective. No, they were never, ever effective. I've looked at the first submissions of Pfizer to the FDA. There was no evidence that they were effective whatsoever. It was basically hope. And they were never, ever safe. the first mandate, the first submission of Pfizer showed that they caused every single side effect you could ever possibly want, and yet the FDA still approved them, and the TGA and the MHRA went along with it. This was absolute criminal negligence. Their job was to say, are they safe? Are they effective? No, they were not. And yet they signed off on it.